So, today again, welcome to Happiness, Harmony, and Compassion. And this week, we've been talking about purpose. And today, I want to talk a little bit more personally about my purpose and how our purpose can be our grounding when times get rough or things called life interfere. Because as you know, whether you're an entrepreneur, a mother, a student, a wife, a daughter, you can have plans, you can have the greatest ambitions or intentions, and then things just happen. Somebody gets sick. A package you were expecting doesn't get delivered. All kinds of things can happen. And sometimes it can all happen at the same time. And you start to wonder, what did I do wrong? I'll never be able to get this done. Why is all of this happening to me? And it can be really difficult sometimes to pull yourself out of this. And that's why part of the reason my purpose is to help women preserve happiness. Because when you found a way to preserve happiness deep within you, those things, you can recognize them. You can get upset. You might even get pissed off and say, I'm pissed off. How could anybody be so stupid? But then after a few minutes, you'll take some deep breaths, or you'll go take a walk or do a spiritual practice to calm you down. And you'll smile, because smiling is one of the basic tools for happiness. And sometimes you have to smile a lot to get over the frustrations, to get over the challenges, to get back solidly on that path of happiness. Because it is a path, but it's a path you can preserve to stay on it. And today, quite honestly, I had quite a few challenges. And part of it, I feel like, is because I'm getting closer and closer to manifesting some of my work. And some of you may have seen the post about Harmony for the holidays. That's less than 2 weeks away from now. That's what I call a festival, though most people call it a summit, of 11 women, entrepreneurs, coaches, healers, artists, authors, sharing their knowledge and tips, their secrets to creating a stress-free holiday season and creating harmony. And it's a lot of work, and the pressure's starting to increase. And I haven't had a lot of people register, but I know people are seeing it and hearing about it. And I know it serves an important purpose, because the reason I thought of it was living here in this small town of Homer, population 5,000 in the winter. Right after Thanksgiving, the energy changes. You know, the holiday season, Christmas and all that's supposed to be a happy time, but people get caught up in all the responsibilities, the gifts, the activities, and you see people speeding, people being impatient, and just the whole rising of energy. And that's how Harmony for the Holidays came to me. What can we do? How can we share information to help women and others decrease the stress of the holidays so that it can be a harmonious and fun time? And if you haven't registered, please do register. And it's simply sending in your email address. And when you register and participate, engage with the post, you'll be eligible for prizes to be awarded at the end of the event. And the prizes include coaching sessions, informational packets, and African and Native American jewelry. So I'm really trusting people will be interested and join in and check it out. And it will be hosted and premiere right here on Loving a Life That Is Golden. And people will only be eligible for prizes who engage with it when it's here on Loving a Life. And it will be made available on other outlets for people who like to hear. They'll be able to listen to it on the podcast. And it'll also be put on YouTube after it's shown here. So sometimes when you're getting close to manifesting your purpose, when you finally know this is what I was put here on the earth to do, those obstacles and challenges seem to increase. And it's kind of a test from the universe to see if this really is what you're committed to, if you really are solid in your purpose. And I've been getting tested, and I have to admit that, because it's just me. I don't have a team yet. I don't have any sponsors. It's just me. And I've tried a lot of things, and I'm known for different things, storyteller, voiceover a little. And I like doing voiceover, and I love telling stories. And I always will tell stories, and every once in a while I'll do voiceover. If nothing else, it gave me a good mic to make my presentations better. But I know I was put here to help women preserve happiness, promote harmony, and practice compassion. And that's the important part. There are some groups and organizations and individuals who have programs on helping women to be happy and people to be happy. But a lot of them don't go further than that. But what's a sense of having our own individual happiness if we don't share it in our communities to promote harmony? And we're living in a time when it's essential to promote harmony because there's so much disharmony. And as we promote harmony, our hearts cannot help but open to want to practice compassion for the people who are suffering. And there's so much suffering around the world. I mean, those of us who are here, who have access to the internet, who are able to get software and communicate and practice our businesses or our arts, we're really fortunate. And people here in the United States, even though we're living under some very trying times, we still have a lot of resources. And now we can communicate with people all over the world. And there are people all over the world who are doing the same thing, trying to promote happiness and goodness and relieve the suffering of those people who, for whatever reason, can't see the light. They've fallen into dark pits of addiction, or they're suffering from incurable diseases, or they're dying alone, or their minds don't function. These are people who need our compassion. And a society that is a good society is built on compassion and kindness. And who else but women can help to manifest that? Because even though people think we're living in the worst time in this country's gone through many bad times. But there's so many of us working to make it good. And part of the dichotomy of material life is that there's always the high and there's the low. There's the positive and there's the negative. You can choose to be positive or go with the negative. I choose to be positive and to help other people be positive. So that's my purpose in a nutshell. Holding on to my purpose to be happy and to help women preserve happiness, promote harmony, and practice compassion. And I will say it a lot until it becomes a tagline that is known all over the world, and more women are joining. And ultimately, the goal is to create a real community, and I'll be sharing more information about the community and how to join the community later. Today, I just wanted to share a few practical tips and my own personal little having to booster myself up so that I can really be happy. Because how can I be preserving happiness and helping other women if I don't put it into practice in my own life? So even though I've had challenges and I've gotten frustrated and my plans have gotten a little upside down and turned around, and it's a lot, I can smile. I make myself smile. I find some reason to be happy. And today here in Alaska, we've got the sun shining. And in Homer, Alaska, that's a real reason to be happy. So thank you, Yvette, for dropping by. And anyone else who comes by and listens or watches, thank you. And I always love to get your comments below. And tomorrow, we'll see what tomorrow brings. Until then, good night, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world.